If you're in the e-commerce game, you know that things are always changing, right? So how do you actually lock in your growth for 2025 and beyond? Well, the answer is still a classic: search engine optimization. We've dug into a major industry report to pull out the exact SEO strategies you need to win. Let's jump in. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the hard data that proves why organic search is more critical than ever. Then, we'll get our hands dirty building that technical foundation for your site. After that, it's all about crafting content that doesn't just rank, but actually converts. Then, of course, we have to tackle the elephant in the room, AI, and see how it's shaking up the whole organic versus paid search debate. And finally, we'll wrap it all up into a solid blueprint you can use for 2025. All right, so let's start with the big question. In a world that is just flooded with paid ads, why should you still be betting big on organic search? Well, turns out the numbers, they don't lie. Just let that number sink in for a second. 53%. That means over half of all your potential customers find websites by actively searching for something they need. Not from an ad, not from social media. It is by far the single biggest channel for discovery online. If you're not showing up in organic search, you're basically invisible to most of your market. But here's the thing. It's not just about getting any traffic. It's about getting the right traffic. And get this, organic search traffic converts at a rate 10 times higher than traffic from social media. And why is that? It's simple, really. These people aren't just passively scrolling. They're on a mission. They have a problem they want to solve, and they're ready to buy. And this is the prize we're all fighting for. The global e-commerce market is on track to hit over $6.4 trillion. A powerful organic search presence doesn't just get you a slice of that pie, it can completely change the game for your business. The opportunity is just massive, and SEO is your ticket in. Okay, so where do we even begin? Before we can talk about content or keywords or any of that fun stuff, we have to get the technical foundation right. You can think of it like building a house. If the foundation is cracked, everything you build on top of it is gonna come crumbling down. This table really breaks down the must-haves. Look at mobile friendliness. It's a high impact factor for a good reason. Over 60% of all traffic is coming from phones now. And page speed? It might be just a tiebreaker for ranking, but its business impact is huge. A single 1-second delay can drop your conversions by 7%. And security with HTTPS? That's not even a question anymore. It's just the baseline for earning trust. Now, a huge piece of page speed is something Google calls Core Web Vitals. To put it simply, it's a test of how fast your site loads, how quickly someone can actually click on something, and whether the page jumps around while it loads. But here's the kicker. Only about a third of all websites actually pass this test right now. That means you can get a leg up on 2/3 of your competition just by making your site a little bit faster and more user-friendly. All right, with our solid technical foundation in place, now we can focus on the thing that actually brings people to your site, your content. But we're way past just stuffing keywords onto a page. Now it's all about understanding what your customer is really looking for. This is the #1 rule. You see, vague searches like running shoes are for people who are just browsing, but super specific long-tail searches like best trail running shoes for wide feet. That's a search from someone who's ready to buy. They know exactly what they need, and your job is to be the one who has it. So, how do you capture that super specific intent? You've got to place these phrases where they count. Putting them in your page title can boost your click-through rate by almost half because it just screams, I have what you're looking for. Using them in your URLs and image descriptions gives Google clear signals about your page. And of course, weaving them into the product description itself is like the final handshake that tells the customer, yep, you found it. And the payoff for all this work? It's huge. These long-tail keywords convert at a rate that's anywhere from 2.5 to 4 times higher than the short generic ones. You might get a little less traffic overall, but it's the right traffic. It's all about precision, not just volume. But hey, great content isn't just about the words. The visuals are absolutely critical. High-quality product photos can boost conversions by nearly 60% all by themselves. And please, write unique descriptions. Ditching the generic manufacturer text helps you stand out. And don't forget the more technical side of content, like schema markup, which is basically just code that helps Google understand your page, and backlinks from other trusted sites. They're still foundational for showing authority. Okay, now we need to talk about the biggest shift to hit search in a decade: artificial intelligence. This is changing the rules for everyone, and if you don't adapt, you're going to get left behind. And listen, this isn't some trend that's years away. It is happening right now.
A whopping 86% of SEO pros are already using AI tools every single day. We're talking about generating hundreds of unique product descriptions in minutes or creating detailed alt text for all your images to boost both your SEO and your site's accessibility. AI is quickly becoming a non-negotiable part of the toolkit. But, and this is a huge but, AI also brings a massive new challenge. This chart shows what happens to the click-through rates for organic results when Google's AI overviews show up. The average CTR absolutely plummets, from almost 3% all the way down to just over 0.5%. The search engine is becoming an answer engine, and that means fewer clicks to go around for everybody. This new world forces a really important question. In this age of AI, where should you be putting your time and your money? It's time to take a hard look at the strategic choice between organic and paid search. This table really paints the picture of the new strategic landscape. Organic search? It still drives the most traffic, period. But when an AI overview enters the chat, the whole game changes. The organic click-through rate just collapses, while the paid ads, which are right there next to the AI answer, suddenly become much more visible and hold their ground. The old organic always comes first strategy just isn't going to cut it anymore. You need a balanced approach. So, after all that, what does it actually mean for you? Let's tie it all together and lay out the definitive blueprint for e-commerce growth in 2025. Here is your 2025 action plan. First, master that technical foundation. Make sure your site is fast, mobile-friendly, and secure. Second, build your entire content strategy around those high-intent, long-tail keywords. Third, invest in amazing, optimized visuals. Fourth, start using AI tools to create unique content at scale. Fifth, and this is a new one, start thinking about how you can be the source for those AI overviews by creating clear, authoritative content. And finally, you have to balance your strategy. Use paid and organic search so they work together, not against each other. And all of this brings us to one last big idea to think about. The very nature of how we find things online is changing. As we go from scrolling through a list of blue links to getting a single AI-powered answer, the question we all have to ask is, how will our customers discover us tomorrow? That's the challenge, and frankly, that's the opportunity that's right in front of us.